Now, in the gameplay sequence you showed, he's ordering him. Do you ever actually get to physically control him?
You know, we actually experimented with that. The problem is the perspective that you have on the world is it pushes against even draw distances for what the engine can do, as well as, like, you know, kind of everyone's just this little ant, and you lose a little bit of the gravity of him. It was actually much more impactful to be as big as the tread on his feet, you know, seeing him so big. It was actually much more impactful and enjoyable. And also, again, going back to that, you know, you're the leader. You're the guy who controls this guy. So that was kind of where we ended up.
Can you touch upon some of the other characters that you guys were showcasing today and just what they bring to the table?
Starscream's great because story-wise, he's this guy who always wanted to be in charge. He's Megatron's right-hand man, but he's always vying to be the guy in charge. And so we see him do some really cool story stuff. I don't want to spoil everything, but we see him in a really interesting light. His gameplay is this big open space with multiple floating platforms. And the choice that we deliver to you is something I'm really pleased with. So turn invisible, turn into your jet, so you're flying invisible jet. Fly to some remote platform, transform, pull out your sniper rifle and snipe guys and they don't even know where it's coming from, right? Or fly in, land in the middle of everybody because you bought some heavy overpowered gun from the store, wreck everything, run off the platform, fall, and quickly transform, flying underneath to the other side before they've ever been able to adapt and take them out from the other side. So it really allows you to play, stay in your vehicle the whole time, land on a platform and stay in robot form for the whole time because you love the weapons and all how that works. Any way you want. I mean, that's the joy of Transformers.
Can you talk about how you've designed the various levels in this world to allow people to seamlessly go back and forth between transforming?
That is not an easy challenge. And when we were looking at War, there are no gameplay parallels, right? I love playing Halo. But getting into my Warthog is different than having a Jeep at any time that I could be always. So there weren't a lot of level kind of parallels that we could look at. What we did on this game is we learned all the lessons from the last one. So when we looked to, all right, what's the best game that kind of allowed you to be a vehicle whenever you want? We looked at our previous work. We said, all right, how do we exceed that? How do we improve that? And there's some principles in that based on the speed that you're moving at, your perspective, how busy the world is in terms of geometry and collision, so that you can kind of really feel like you can utilize that space. But you also need space for the AI to take cover. And then when it comes to thinking about flying vehicles, for example, which are some of the most fun levels, you always want to get above them, right? You always want to get above them and use your weapons down on top so they take cover and they think they're safe, but they're not. So that kind of really affects how we build levels too.
And how does the openness of that world impact the multiplayer that you guys are offering?
So I'm a firm believer that the rules in multiplayer can and should be different, right? In single player, it's about the experience of being that character. In multiplayer, it's about competition. It's about a level playing field so that we can match my skill versus your skill. So you don't want anyone to have an unfair advantage. You want everything level. But at the same time, we have classes and we have vehicles and of all different types, right? Tanks and planes and all that good stuff. I guess the only answer is we just play the heck out of it, right? From 5 to 6 every day, we're playing multiplayer, right? And we change who has what weapon and what the ground speeds are, and just constantly to drive towards this elusive balance with all these different vehicle types. So I don't think there's a secret to it other than hard work. You know, the guys just play it a lot.